I guess we're back. I say back, I mean, actually, whatever. It's gonna be one of those days. Um, sorry. Where I'm just kind of not even aware of my surroundings. Because right now, I'm not. Them's the breaks. As I mentioned in the stream description, I am. Oh, sorry, Hecko. I apologize, I think. Who sleeps at noon? That's a good question. People who stay up all night. Or people who sleep anyway. Like me, I'm feeling positively narcoleptic. This cold is killing me, man. Oi. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Oh, he's gonna multitask. That is impressive. Alright, what do we got? We got an Earth Spy, we've got a shotgun-only survival, ick. And then we've got the easiest boss ever. Okay. Yes, even easier than the Sergeant. Okay, maybe a little harder than the Sergeant, but not by much. In the background, I've got, well, eventual sleep, I guess, is good. All sleep is quantifiably good, but, like, potential sleep is also okay, I guess. I don't even remember half the Earth Spy tiles right off the top of my head. So I will find out. I hope I'm not on solo. I'll cry, because then I'll have to do all of it on my own, and my brain might not be able to handle that right now. The soundtrack from Einhander, aka that one time Squaresoft said, hey, wouldn't it be a cool idea if we did like a side-scrolling shooter? And it was good. So right now, because I'm totally fried from a long work day yesterday and whatever this cold is, everything that you see going forward is pretty much going to be pure muscle memory and not any conscious input on my part. So I apologize for all the embarrassment that may potentially cause. If you have decided, wouldn't it be great if I invited my friends to watch, like, this one rando streamer? Oh, wow, nice job. There's somebody down there, and I fucked up. Well, that one's closed? That's not okay. Yikes, somebody named Darky left the squad. I don't know how to feel about that. Well, that's nice.
Destroyed all the data. This mission is a failure.
Yeah, Blaze did finally get Gundam. It would have been... You know, I don't have to take that abuse. It would have been probably fine, though, or a better thing, if he'd gone ahead and supported the Western release instead of been like, oh, let's order this version that you don't even need from Japan. It's like, okay, dude. Or you could support the Western release so we maybe get another Gundam game sometime in the next decade. But alright, no biggie. Also, he probably spent a lot more to get it. It just seems sort of wasteful. This is coming from someone who has imported every Gundam Versus title up until this one. That didn't have a US release, and one that did. So, I believe I speak from a spot of authority.
I'm detecting a synthesis target. Use the synthesis scanner to track the change.
I'm not scanning anything. You shut up, you yellow glowing individual slash AI thing. Well, finally we'll get to Bully Blaze in Maxi Boost. This must be a good thing, right?
Poured out by the death of infested. Lay low and it should play or amp up the fight. Out. Be on the lookout for
Or he'll, like, pull a fast one on us and beat us mercilessly to a pulp.
Let it get into our hands. Tenno, my readings indicate an increased neural network beneath the forest. This can only mean one thing. The silver grove is You've triggered the alarms. Use this data and the mission will be
It wasn't me, yay!
console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will
Wow, that was a very short countdown.
We allowed the enemy to destroy their data. This mission is over. I am no longer.
I'm gonna leave that group too. Why are spy missions so hard? Oh, that first one I'll definitely cop to. That was my fault. That last one definitely wasn't. I'll take full blame for that first one, but I didn't need the abuse. So I bailed on that group. But I don't understand why spy missions are so hard for people to get right. They're not exactly rocket surgery. The Earth ones are a little weird, I guess. Stealth is a factor, but it's less of a factor than knowing the tile layout. Alright, it's gonna do this thing. So let me hop back in, let me open that, let me click that. Let's see if it'll actually launch. Today, please. Wow, okay, fine. Let's back all the way out. Let's go into our arsenal. Equipment, arsenal. Let's back out of that. Let's go into navigation. We're performing voodoo magic before the audience's very eyes. Yay. It begins. Someday.
Tenno, you are here to infiltrate
What have I
data
done?
vaults and retrieve
No.
highly sensitive
Absolutely
enemy
not.
information.
That is not what I wanted to do. And I'm angry that I did. Get out of my way.
Tenno, be on the lookout for increased security measures. The enemy would rather destroy their data than let it get into our hands. The target console is nearby.
Yay, auto hacking.
Trigger the alarms now. The enemy will start
Alright. I'm pretty sure this is one where you just hit the...
was a close one.
that was bad.
You've triggered the alarms. Use
No,
this
I
data
didn't.
and the mission
Yes,
will
it
be
wasn't
failure.
me. It wasn't me this time. Rejoice and be well. Oh, no. I forgot to hack the one over here, because I'm smart.
Alarms reset.
Give. There's another way in there, but I can't for the life of me remember it. Aw, hell with you. They didn't set anything off, we're okay.
Excellent work. A clean extraction with no alarms.
Get out. I don't care about your doors.
Get to extraction.
There is another way in there, but I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm going to shoot that energy orb.
Tenno, my readings indicate an increasingly dense neural network beneath the forest floor. This can only mean one thing. The Silver Grove is nearby.
I don't know if I have any Silver Grove stuff equipped. Probably not. The 90s called. They want their soundtracks back. Don't let them see our soundtracks. I won't have it. Getting out of that squad. What's next? I think it's a survival. Ick. Survivals bore me half to death.
Distract the infested. Lone Tenno operative hunts for supplies. Set off the alarms to start. The infested are releasing toxic spores into the area. The emergency life support I am delivering is your only chance for survival.
I don't know why I didn't pop my 2 to start. Probably would have been smart. Since heat damage just obviates infested. It doesn't take much to completely obliterate the infested, unfortunately. Even on high levels, they're not very strong. If there's a infested healer around, it can be kind of hairy, but because they like redirect most damage away, which is pretty frustrating. Until you understand that one's there, and then you kill it to death. The problem largely takes care of itself.
Support incoming.
I should really check to see if the composer for Einhander was the same one who did some of the music for Phantasy Star Online, because there's some similar vibes going on there. So yeah, how about that Phantasy Star Online 2, huh? Huh?
I've delivered a life support
Ah.
console to the area.
That's what I said.
Activating it will buy you more time.
Yes, let's make a game that would run on like Windows XP, require Windows 10, and then do the Steam release months later. Or it feels like months later anyway. This is a lot of Exodus enemies. Oh no! You know, it helps if I have shields up. Makes it a lot easier. Damage numbers. glass holes cometh. Somewhere.
There's less than nothing left of who they once were.
Anyone else having an issue with buying plat? I spent $30 last night and never got needed plat. Someone please help. I would definitely check with Warframe support on that. I have not had that problem. But I also haven't bought plat in the last however long. So I'm sorry I can't be of more help. Oh my goodness. There we go. My aim is bad. Jordan West Jackson asks, "It's okay, I do have a question for you. How'd you get so strong?" I guess I'd start with I've played since, what was it, December of 2012? Late December 2012, thereabouts, maybe? I don't think it was November yet. Or I think it was after November. So I'm a lifer. Second, proper modding on your weapons helps a lot. Getting various mods that'll increase your damage output, various elemental mods, that sort of thing, tends to be a big helper. Struggling with Mastery 15, the test itself, or getting more Mastery points? I do not remember Mastery 15's test, and I think it's changed since I took it, so I would have to go and check. I tell you what, after I finish today's sortie, I will check the Mastery 15 test and see if there's any way I can cheese it for you. Or at least provide any intelligent insights. Because right now I don't even remember what the test is. Because what happens a bunch, and hasn't happened I guess in a couple Mastery breakpoints, is they've actually got, like, they make a new test for it after a bunch of people have already passed the one they had. Oh, okay, so getting up in Mastery points, the main thing you'll want to be doing is... What's going on? Oh, they're all knocked down, that's why. The main thing you want to be doing is leveling up new weapons and warframes. Ones that you haven't already leveled up yet. That's your main source. And pets, I guess, for that matter. Those are your main source of Mastery income. Warframes, I think, are 6,000 Mastery per, and weapons are 3,000, I believe. I'm trying to remember that now. I might be wrong. Is it 6,000 or 9,000? I think it's 6,000. I believe they're double. So Warframes are worth a lot. The thing you might be struggling with is having enough slots for all that. And that's a bit of a trickier one, since the only way you can get slots outside of some of the Nightwave rewards is by buying it with plat. What I generally suggest is any amount of plat that anyone ever gets from anything is just spend it on slots. Like, almost nothing else matters, because you can farm at some point just about everything else, except for slots, which you can't easily farm for. You can't realistically farm for, I should probably say. So I would, I'll check out the test, but as far as getting more Mastery points, build new weapons, build new warframes. Oh, wow, that was damage. I don't like it. And then, and more pets as well, like Sentinels count. They, I think, are the same. Sentinels, Kubros, and Kavats, I think, are the same as Warframes in that they offer, they provide 6,000 mastery points, I want to say, for getting them to level 30. Don't quote me on that. I may be misremembering. I'd have to double check, and I'll do that after this, just to be on the safe side, because I don't. When you've been with the game a very long time, and you sort of get divorced from the actual leveling up meta, you kind of forget a lot of things. So I've forgotten a lot more than I can remember, unfortunately, which makes it really hard for me to help newer players, even though I desperately want to. So I will look that up and make sure. Oh, mission's over. Hello. Did I not get? No, I didn't. What's going on? There we go. Not sure what happened there. Maybe an animation cancel of some kind. If you're mastery 15, I'm trying to. I mean, that's at that point you have access, I think, to just about everything that you could need mastery for. It's just around then it also starts taking longer and longer to increase your mastery. You do get some mastery points from just clearing out the star chart, but it's something paltry like, what, like 5 or 25 mastery per node. It's not a lot, whatever it is. But it can push you over the edge if you're very close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Oh, actually, Forward is the boss fight after this. I'll bang out Forward real quick, and then I'll check the Mastery 15 test. If you can wait a moment. Forward will not take long. Forward is... Ugh. At this point, Forward is cake. I'm going to basically set up 3 turrets, and he's going to die. If somebody else doesn't kill him first, which could very well happen. Forward seems really intimidating, and there was definitely a point in time where, for me, he was considerably dangerous, because I tend to play squishier frames, and this was before we had lots of damage avoidance options. So Forward would do this roar, which would just put you into a hit stun animation, and then you'd kind of just stand there and take tons of damage from the roar. And he also had like a seeking projectiles he'd shoot out. I think he still has all of those things, but he dies too quickly for you to see most of them, even at level 100. Oh, I actually did go non-burner mode. Hello. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, is this a reduced energy? Yikes. Well, we'll be fine. I'll only be able to plop down like 1 turret then. That's fine. I'll live. Speaking of living, I should really get these shield orbs up. Another, I guess, for being successful and how do you get so powerful, it comes down to knowing what aspects of warframes and weapons to take advantage of, I guess, and that comes with time, or dedicated research sessions on the Warframe wiki, which unfortunately is where I direct most people to who have any questions at all, because most of the information is there, and I have to use it myself a lot. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. Here we go. Alright, I have energy enough, I think, for 2 turrets. Yes. No. Yes. There we go. 3 turrets. Pew, 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 pew. Other people, I think, did more damage than I did, but that's okay. Many turrets. 1 dead Forward. Forward also doesn't have any Whoa! That was a lot of toxic damage. And it ignores shields. That is dangerous. As evidenced by me being exceedingly dead. Go dead. Yeah, Rhino Prime is good for survivability for sure. Iron Skin is a lifesaver. Oh my gosh. Why would I just stand there and take it? I don't know. Well, I don't know. Ah, heck with this. I'm not... I'll just revive. I've got the revives. Other things that can push you over the edge in terms of personal power are arcanes. Some of those are pretty ridiculous. Let's see. For, say, Rhino Prime, you'd probably want to look at... Oh, they all got used up. That's why they disappeared. That's fine. I can live with that. I was like, where are my balls? Oh my gosh, my brain just farted. Why... Oh, right. Arcanes for Rhino. Okay. I'm gonna have to look at my list of arcanes. Rhino, I think... Well, he's got shields, so he'll benefit from Arcane Aegis, no problem. He'll also benefit if you're using him in an energy-hungry way. Arcane Energize is great. Great. And you get arcanes by doing Eidolon kills. Or captures, rather. I mean, kills too, but captures are what you want to shoot for because you get more rewards that way. Arcanes are these little things. So, the other way you get arcanes, and I don't know if they've said when the event is going to be coming back, is the Scarlet Spear event, which basically had the entire list of arcanes available to purchase with an event-based in-game currency. Instead of having to grind out fights for however long Plains of Eidolon nighttime lasts, 40 minutes, 30 minutes, something like that. And being completely random, you picked and chose. You were like, I'm going to get this one. And you buy 21 of it, and ta-da, suddenly you've got a rank 5 arcane. Ayo, what's crackin' Fraggoth indeed, Nigel Rashtapuri. What is cracking is my neck. It's really stiff. Gosh. Slept in an awkward position the other night, apparently. Right now, I'm giving the lowdown on a couple systems in Warframe to Jordan West Jackson, and I'm going to do the Mastery 15 test. Let me find out what that one is. I'm going to go into it blind because I don't remember what it is. Sure, Strata Relay, why not? Normally I'd go to Pluto, but not much is cracking at all. I know I haven't been streaming as frequently as I'd like because my work schedule is... Whoosh, it is a work schedule, is what it is. So I do not have the free time that I have anymore. But I was able to slide on for today because I called out sick. Not to play Warframe, but because I'm sick. And I'm doing this now because, why not? I don't know why I'm not just fast traveling to Samaris. 15, where are you? Is that 15? No. Here we go. 15. I don't know which test this is, so we're gonna find out the hard way. Alright. Which are ye? Are you one of the kill all the enemies type jobs? Let's find out. Oh, it's interception. Okay. Interception is all about preparation. So if I manage to flub this, which is distinctly possible... Where am I? There we go. These are kind of far away, aren't they? Oh, good job. Just fall right down to the ground. Hello? Oh, no. So that's not as planned. That didn't take long. So I'm going to change my kit accordingly. If you're Mastery 15... heck, let's do it with Rhino, why not? And what do I got for Rhino build? For Rhino, for this, I would probably recommend going for range. Where are you? That is a durability build. I could do it with my strength range, but I have 0 energy to do that. So let's go with, because we want to capitalize Rhino Stomp, because Rhino Stomp will put enemies into a big crowd control animation type affair. We probably want to do some duration, because damage-wise, I think we could probably just shoot them to death. Range. Yes. Sure, why not? Okay. I'll put Arcane Energize on so I can refuel my energy if need be. Let's see, for duration. We definitely want Prime Continuity, or regular continuity if you've got it, whichever. Swap that around. Order message, yes. What are we looking at? Still have 26 points. Yeah, 26 points. I can work with 26. What other duration boosters can I put on here that won't feel like they're gimping me too badly? I can probably live with 200% duration, because that puts the stasis duration at 15 seconds. I can absolutely work with that. So after that, I guess what, like, anything that boosts durability. So vigor is always a good choice. Armor scales well with iron skin. Actually, I should put some damage on strength. I can actually fit that on. I'm shocked that I have room for that. I can't put Intensify on though. Water Secrets. Eesh. Can I fit that on? It sort of hurts, but I can do it. So that's kind of an all-rounder. You don't have any of the durability mods, but you've got 200 duration, 280 range, which is excessive, but we're going with it. And then 100% efficiency. I don't have any extra energy, which is going to hurt. I'm accustomed to a big energy pool. Let's get... let's have a realistic loadout then, I guess. Mastery 15. Mastery do I need for the Amprex? I don't know what mastery I need for the Amprex. It's a clan tech weapon. That's my other advice. If you're wondering how to become powerful, join a clan. I'm powerful, and my clanmates are never on. That's how good being in a clan is. I really need to join another one. Yeah, why not? Amprex. I like the Amprex. It's fun. It has the chain fire. I do have a ribbon, so I need to have a different build. I want to have a realistic loadout, not some specialized one. So let's go with, is there a range? Yes, it's a reach. I want that if I can swing it. You want whatever damage you can pop on there, so serration. For an Amprex, you don't really have to worry too much about accuracy, because you're going to kind of be using it up in their face anyway, so heavy caliber is acceptable. Though probably not ideal. You absolutely want multi-shot. I reiterate, you want multi-shot. Now I'm starting to run low on points, and the Amprex does quite handily with crit. It's one of the few guns I would say it's worth putting, what is it, Hunter Munitions? Yeah, Hunter Munitions, I think. It's one of the very few weapons I consider it worthwhile to put Hunter Munitions on, because it'll crit all the time. And Hunter Munitions applies a slash proc. There's a 30% chance of applying a slash proc every time you get a crit. So that's in addition to whatever other damage you're doing. Let's see. Right, crit. I might actually get rid of heavy caliber so I can fit other mods on. No. put on Vital Sense. Because having very high crit multiplier is good. Critical delay, what does that get me up to? 95%? Eesh. Could be better. I'll nix that, and I will switch, get it to Corrosive, which is Toxin and Electricity. It natively does Electricity, but I'm putting on Infected Clip will make that into Corrosive damage, and Corrosive is very good against Grineer. That's a pretty bare bones basic loadout. Hunter munitions you could probably swap out for literally anything. Because it's not hugely helpful, it just adds some bleed procs. Or slash procs, which do whatever the bleed damage effect is now. I think it bypasses armor. You might be better off making it viral and electricity now that viral is really, really, really strong. But I think this is good enough. For a secondary... Oh, I haven't even used the Athadai, so we'll just do that. Why not? I completely forgot it existed, because I've been kinda busy. Let's get Hornet Strike in there. Let's get Realm of Fusion. I don't know if this explodes or not. It charges. Does it explode? If it explodes, then I don't want to put something like Seeker on. If it doesn't explode, then Seeker is good. I don't see anything about a radius. No, nothing about a radius. I'm not going to worry about it. 13 points free, and it does primarily heat damage. Okay. And it's got high crit, too. Or no, it doesn't do heat damage, I just have a heat mod. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does heat damage natively. You can tell how completely aware of my surroundings I am. And how to play the game and everything. 18% crit chance 32, what does that go up to? That goes up to 91. Why not? Normally I don't recommend going with crit builds because they don't have a ton of staying power. Whereas status builds are pretty fantastic. So for melee, there are so many esoteric different melee weapons. If you are Mastery 15... Yeah, Zenistar is a time-based. You need... Actually, Zenistar is superb for this, so... And I'll show why. Just ignore that for now. Ignore that I have a ribbon that's making it have a huge range, or a bigger range. And we're going to go with this for now. Yeah, I'll leave the combat, why not? So, to the original point. So Mastery 15 is basically an interception mission that you have to do solo. Now that seems really daunting, and it can be if you fall through the floor and you don't reach the teleportation / kill plate. It can be very daunting. I am unable to hop out and gain energy. That is not good. Maybe you can't use operators on this, I don't know. Alright, so what I'm gonna do, they're running over there. So I need to get over to C next and just clear it off and make sure it stays there. Holding 2 should be good enough, so if I can get over there quickly... And I did, barely. And I'm gonna have to dart over to B, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop that out. That I can't switch to my operator is a little disconcerting, and I don't know why I can't. How are you? There you are. Alright, we're already at 25%, which is good. So I'm going to head over to A. So I can take that from them. So what the Zenistar does is, on heavy attack, it shoots out a puck. This puck generates a giant fire field. Well, relatively, I mean, those colors don't really tell you much, but yeah, it's that big. Pretty large and in charge. Oh, nice. Thank you for not trying to take that. And then you basically just have to, once you get them captured, I would definitely recommend trying to take 2 points. Hold those 2 points down if you have to, because that's easier to manage than 3. If you can get the 3rd point, great. It'll make it go faster. Other than that, hold 2 points. Ignore the 3rd one. It's not your problem. Nice. I didn't want to do that, but we were about to win anyway, so I'm going to sit down while I fall through the void endlessly. This is good. The easiest way, I would say, to do that mission probably involves using Octavia and a Zenistar, because Octavia just plops down her 1, and anything that goes in there, or anybody who can do CC. I never wound up even using my Rhino powers because I didn't have the energy. In-game energy as opposed to real-life meta energy, whatever. I can do that again, if need be. That's 15, yes. So, other possibilities, if you have access to any weapon that explodes, weapon that go boom, with a big boom, so your Pentas, your Penta, your Ogress, your Tonkor, your... oh, even the Torrid. The Torrid would work. I like the Torrid. Torrids are fun. Let's try explode. No, that does not have what I'm looking for. I guess the Stalta too. It's got an alt fire that goes boom. The lens, the Kuva Brahma, which I'm hesitant to even bring up because it's been nerfed into the ground, but since it was sky high to begin with, it's still really good. You just have to make sure you have ammo for it. What's another? I mean, long range weapons are good if you have a good sight line. So something like I don't know, I guess a sniper rifle, but those I tend to feel a little too restrictive. So like some sort of a machine gun. Quartak, I guess, or a Soma. You could plink away. Melee-wise, you just want something that's gonna kill him quick. Trailer for Ultraman #1 dropped. I saw 7s in the comic as well. Ooh. Also, hola, Alien TX Thunder 1. Sorry I didn't see you make the post. For some reason the chat isn't updating. Oh yeah, now my chat's updating. I apologize. I didn't see anybody things from like the last half hour. Now I see them. Okay, yeah, hold 2 points. Vauban with balls, sure. Velt. Yeah, Velt you could use. Velt is pretty, kind of a good mid to long range. And then, I'll stay as Rhino just to keep it consistent. If you have access to the Zenistar, I recommend it because you can kind of throw the puck out and it'll be there and it'll damage anybody that comes into the range. So you can easily hold down a point with that and then move on. Although, if you don't have a high combo on it, it doesn't do much. So I'll go with a more regular melee weapon. Or heck, a glaive. Why not? Glaives are... everybody has a glaive now, right? Right? And the Velt... I don't even know what I have on the Velt. I don't think it matters. And I'll do it in a... I didn't even look at what I just did. Like, my eyeballs aren't even seeing information right now. So let's see. Yeah, Echo, I will be very interested to see what Marvel does with Ultraman. I just don't want Disney to be getting their hands too much on it because I don't need that. Did Did they already hop on? What is going on over there? They already have A. What? Okay, now I'm gonna have to switch back over there. I also can't aim, as you probably noticed. And yeah, I'll just hold these 2 points. Oh, here we go. Oh man, that range damage loss is severe. Go away. Oh, that doesn't help probably. If I had corrosive, I'd actually be killing them in like one shot. But we have gas on instead, so it's hard mode, I guess. And pretty much that'll do it, unless they decide to take B over there, or A if you chose to take A. It's kind of a non-issue. Taking only 2 points doesn't really work on a regular interception, because there's generally 4 points, so you need to take a third briefly, or at least make a third point go down to white status as opposed to blue, neutral rather. What does the Athadai do? What on earth was that? I'm a microwave? I go blow. I don't know what that was. I haven't used the Athadai yet because I haven't had time. Oh, he did. Okay, that's a lot of crit. There we go. So yeah, capping 2 points. Definitely the easiest way to do that. Takes a bit longer, but also easier to hold 2 points down than it is to go to like 4 different ones, or 3 different ones in this case. So as for frames to farm for, I guess, or frames I recommend, that's kind of a toughie. If you like Rhino, I do highly recommend, and you like his durability, I definitely recommend going for Hildren, because Hildren is like Rhino, but with shields instead of Iron Skin, and you'd be amazed at how incredibly strong that can be. In fact, Hildren. Hildren has a particularly cheeky number of builds she can do, but one of her main big gimmick is that she has the original version of the shield gating mechanic that every frame with shields now has, where you take damage, and once your shields are gone, you have like a second or so of immunity. She has like 3 seconds of invulnerability. She's also immune to all status effects while she has overshields, and she uses her 2 pillage to gain overshields by zapping anybody nearby. It's kind of good. What I need to do is I need to change sigil to Suda. Because that's what I'm leveling right now. What is this noise that is playing in my ears? It is a track called Shudder from the Einhander original soundtrack. I do not remember this vocal part in the game. So what Hildryn can do is she, and this gets back to Arcanes, because she is all shields all the time, she benefits immensely from Arcane Aegis, which is on shield damage, you have a certain percent chance to gain a certain amount of shield recharge for a certain amount of time. So at max rank, rank 5, it's a 3% chance per instance of shield damage to you to have plus 30% shield recharge, that is 30% of your shields recharging per second, I think, for 12 seconds. It's kind of busted. I mean, Arcane Aegis is really good on any frame that has shields. So, like, the only frames that don't benefit from this in any way are, Inaros and Nidus, who have no shields. They only have health. For them, the arcane of choice is Arcane Grace, probably. Because it's on health damage, you get a 9% chance for plus 6% health regeneration for 9 seconds, which is quite good for them. Arcane Guardian is also good for any armor-heavy frame, so Rhino can benefit from Arcane Guardian. Unfortunately, armor does not affect shields. It did a very long time ago, but it doesn't anymore, and hasn't for 6 years at least. So ignore what I'm saying about shields and armor, just ignore it. Arcane Guardian works on your rhinos. This stuff is kind of tricky to get a hold of for anyone. Well, if you're mastering rank 19, you should be able to get into Eidolon hunts pretty readily. But it's a matter of learning how those work, and I'm not going to teach you that today. Sorry. That's involved, and that takes some time to go over. It involves using your operator a lot, which is hit or miss. So Hildryn, my durability build on Hildryn. Also, highly recommend the mod Adaptation if you can grind for it. I don't remember where it drops from. Where does Adaptation drop from? Adaptation. Universe. Mods. Adaptation. Where do you come from? Arbitration. You get it from doing Arby's. Extremely worthwhile for any frame. Because it adds up to 90% damage resistance to any given damage type that you receive damage from. It won't save you from being one-shot, ever, unfortunately, but, it's really good, especially if you're up against enemies that have fairly consistent damage types and aren't throwing too many new ones at you, because anytime you take that damage type again, it'll refresh the 90% damage resistance. So that's good. That's basically like having either Mesa or Gara there on your team, granting you a damage resistance buff without needing them. It takes time to build up, but it's great against the Grineer, who have a bunch of rapid fire weapons that'll build up the damage resistance very quickly. Not so great against the Infested because they don't tend to have too many things that'll do lots of little ticks of damage. It's good against anything that does lots of little amounts of damage in a burst. So, most ranged enemies that aren't sniping you can be very, very beneficial. Not super easy to get because you have to be able to do the arbitration tango, which is its own can of worms. But it is definitely worth considering for your durability. But Hildryn is great for survivability. Most people direct you towards Inaros. Now there's Inaros Prime, who I haven't gotten yet. But to showcase how completely bonkers Hildren is, let me get actual weapons equipped so I can in fact kill things. What do I want to play with today? Let's do the Amprex, but my actually strong build, maybe. Yeah, why not? Relatively strong. What damage? Yeah, it's corrosive. Good. And I will switch to my Kuva Nukor, and I will switch to maybe the Gunsen. You'd be surprised how good these fans are. These fans are nice. I don't know what this does. Oof, that's pretty good. Shoot. So grain of salt. I also I will tend to direct people away from Rivens as a source of power. Because they're very hit or miss. You can get very, very, very bad Rivens. I have a million of them. You can also get pretty good ones. That's not bad. That's not bad. Bonus to melee damage, bonus to slash damage, and extra range, and I love me some extra range. That's pretty good. The Gunsen is an interesting example, though, in general, because it's surprisingly strong. I didn't think it was a big deal until someone was like, after the new melee up, or I say new, it's like, what, a year now? A year and 2 years since that came out. And status update, with the status update. Oh my goodness. Because it's got a bunch of abilities that hit a lot. And so you build up status effects like nobody's business. And you just hack things apart. The stance slicing feathers makes this possible. I think that's about all I really need for now. This has corrosive as well. Should I switch this to gas? I don't even know how I would do that. I can't do that. What's this one look like? Yeah, 80%, 7.3% crit multiplier. Meh, who cares about damage, am I right? Alright. This may not be very impressive, but we'll find out. So Hildren, like I was saying, survivability supreme. Oh, why not? Let's do Lua. I've been looking forward to this like a hole in the head, but let's do it. These are fine. It's the spy nodes that I'm not looking forward to. I'm not good at Lua Spy. Alright, you found me out. Gosh. What are you talking about, Frag? Lua Spy is easy. You don't even have to be stealthy. You're right. It is easy. You don't have to be stealthy. You have to memorize long room sequences that I have been far too lazy for the last 4 years to do. Has it already been 4 years? I cannot believe it. Psst. Please die. So, here you see the Hildren in its native oh. See... Now I know why everybody hates Limbo. Because he's making it so that I'm too immortal. No, seriously, Limbo's awesome, and you should play him. He's really good. Limbo is also survivability supreme. Oh, it's just the sentinels that pop up here every now and again. I'm just gonna ignore that guy. I probably do more damage with my Ninkandi Prime, but we're fine. Wait, which is it? Is it neutral, right? Okay, let's... So they're gonna shoot at me a lot. I'm gonna do that. So I gain overshields, like so... I got you something new right here. It's doing no damage at all. What am I doing? Oh, cool. Oh, that's right. I have the bad one. Oh, no. I have made a terrible error. Well, in any case, they're probably not going to kill me. he said, crossing his fingers and hoping. So that's big damage and scary. I also have Arcane Barrier equipped, which refills all your shields. Or can refill all your shields, I should say. It is not guaranteed, I'm afraid. So it's pretty... Yeah, I'm glad I could help. I don't really know what to direct you towards in terms of what to go for. I guess it kind of depends on what you want to play as. What kind of gameplay you want to do. If you want to have a frame that does lots of power use. There's a lot of frames I could direct you towards. There's a lot of frames that rely heavily on power use. Hildryn is not one of those frames. Though I guess she kind of does to keep her overshields up and therefore not being affected by things like toxin procs, which ignore shields, and she does not have very high base health. Yay, he got sliced in half. I feel special. Weapons-wise, kind of the same thing. Do you like shotguns? Get an Exorgist. Actually, no. Hell with that. Get a... Oh my gosh, why would my brain forget such an important piece of information like the name of one shotgun in Warframe? Golly. So other things that Hildryn has going for her is she does not care about energy. Energy is irrelevant to her. She does not use energy, she only uses shields. So shields are her resource for power casting. No. You stop. Wukong Prime is pretty strong. Any Wukong is pretty strong now, post-rework, because he can't die. Or he can die 3 times. And then you have revives. So he's kind of crazy. His actual powers are a little... I guess. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is the... This is the one that you can't do. It's the broken room. He's got... The clone is incredibly useful. That you can make, because if you want to go melee, he'll be there shooting. If you want to go shooting, he'll be there diving into melee. His 3 is okay. His 2 is stealth and nominal invulnerability on command. His 3, I think, absorbs all the incoming damage, so that's invulnerability on command. His 4 is not great. Not my favorite exalted weapon in the world. It's got some nice range to it, but that's kind of all it's got going for it. So yeah, Wukong is pretty strong, but mostly because he not only can be exceedingly hard to kill if you know when to use his powers, he is, even if he does die, he'll be right back. So he's fairly strong. That said, his exalted pole is kind of not super great. In my opinion, it's not entirely true. Most exalted weapons are still good, but his is just kind of like, eh. Good crowd control, there is that. It has a slightly harder time killing than maybe I'd like. And it's... If I wanted a short-range exalted weapon, I'd probably use Valkyr instead, so I could be invincible while I did it. Until my energy ran out, then I'd probably die if I was close to an enemy. I'm going the wrong way. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. So yeah, Wukong Prime is strong, but he's also one that I wouldn't necessarily say spend plat on. Again, most of your plat should go to getting weapon and Warframe slots, and I guess pet slots, just so you can keep up your, make it easier on you if you are not keeping everything. then you can rotate through stuff a bit more easily. Keep the stuff that you like and get rid of the stuff you don't like. There is, in terms of Warframes, there's the new system coming out where you can have Helminth eat a Warframe and give you a power, but he can't eat Prime Warframes. He can only eat regular ones. So that's gonna change things up a little bit in terms of what Warframes are valuable for what reasons. But I'm not gonna know quite what to make of that system until it's out, really. Oh shoot. I may have to leave soon. It's gonna be a shorter stream, I guess. Let's see. Let me go into a situation with Hildren where I am alone and exist to be shot. Let's capture. Let's do capture. Captures are easy. Rescues can be kind of a pain. So I'm gonna have the enemies just shoot at me a lot to show off how durable I am. Watch, I'll do this and then die immediately afterwards. That'd be about typical. Hubris maketh the man. I'm gonna take out the capture target first, and then I'll.
You found a target. Capture it quickly.
Oh hi. You. No.
Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them.
I think you are going out like that, though. Sorry, guy. So right now I've got Arcane Aegis up, and every time the enemy hits me, my shields just come back. Well, now they're not. Now they are. So, yeah. And I've got that for, like, what, 9 seconds? And I don't think it's got a cooldown. So it can, yeah, there we go. 12 seconds. 12 seconds. So, just, yeah. Where's my meditate pose? That's not my meditate pose. Where's my Katir pose? Here's my Katir pose. So, yeah. Slightly hard to kill. And these are level what enemies? 127. Are we having fun yet? That grenade actually hurt a lot. Ooh, where'd my cat go? Oh, he died. That's not okay. We revive cats. So this is durability. This would not work quite so would not work quite so well if I didn't have Arcane Aegis. But in that case, all I'd keep doing is tapping my 2. And that gives me big honkin' bunch of overshield. Works great against Corpus. Not quite so great against Grenier, but still relevant because it takes away their armor. And if you've got the augment for it, like I do, it does fire damage as well, which damages their armor even more. And causes them to go into a, oh god, I'm on fire animation. Insert screaming, flaming headcrab zombies from Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 1 sound here.
Looks like heavy activity ahead.
Hey, you just keep bopping your 2. You get all the overshields you could hope for. 655, 6,555. I know how to count. Read, whatever. And you're basically unkillable. Anything that does huge damage on a single hit can be a problem. But that's why we have adaptation, and all that other jazz. And adaptation works on shields. That's the main reason, and I didn't mention that before. That's the main reason, one of the main reasons adaptation is as good as it is because it works on shields. So you'll get that damage resistance even for your shields, which is kind of a really big deal. So that's invulnerability. As for playing the game in such a way that it renders enemies moot, we've got Octavia, who exists to render the game largely pointless. Thank you, Octavia. You're the best. No, seriously, Octavia is phenomenal. I cannot overstate just how incredibly powerful Octavia is for anything, really. I mean, I'm having a very hard time thinking of a situation where Octavia isn't my go-to choice. Spy missions? Yeah. She has more cloak time than Loki. She has a power that plops down, attracts aggro, and deals any damage that it takes back to enemies in a wide radius. She's got buffs for the whole team. She's got, which consist of the aforementioned cloak, a speed buff, multi-shot, and melee damage. And she's got another buff that is some other kind of damage. What does that damage buff do? Amp, what do you do? Draws the power from decibel level of sound in the area and uses to amplify a damage buff for Octavia and her allies. It also doubles the damage and range of nearby mallets, which is this thing, which is the throw it down, attracts aggro, and oh yeah, kills enemies. You can also make the mallet mobile with the resonator, but eh. Or you could just have them shoot at a stationary target that they can aim at. Seems kind of smart. And then metronome is phenomenal. Right now I'm not geared on my Octavia for anything but duration at this time and a bit of range. So my buffs are kind of weak, except for cloak, which is the ultimate buff for a lot of reasons. Cloaking is really, 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 really good. Because A, if an enemy's not shooting at you, they can't kill you. That seems obvious. But also, because when you're cloaked, you get a big honkin' damage buff to melee. So, to any unalerted enemies at any rate. Kinda good.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
So to show off just how dumb Octavia is. And I do this most of the time. We're ignoring all that. We don't care about it. They don't care about us. We don't care about them. Easy. It's a nice, equitable yes. Now, oh no, blinky blinkies. I should have prepared better.
Sentient scouts. If they detect you, others will soon attack.
I'm invisible, I'm standing on the target, the enemies are attacking that. I mash crouch a bunch to make sure I stay cloaked for the 50-something duration that this thing lasts. And yeah, that's basically it. Ow! No! Bad. Go away. How did you even take blast damage? Get away from that, please. You will kill the target, and I will be very, very cross with you. Ow. Oh, and the objective isn't continuing because these stupid things are here. Get out. It still killed me. So Octavia is really strong until she has to fight an enemy that does not care about anything. Stupid goddamn frizzin' a goddamn friggin'... They also don't take status effects, which is exceedingly obnoxious. Jeez Louise, okay. So another frame I'd direct you towards is Wisp. Wisp is, whew. Wisp provides, durability to the entire team, to an insane degree. By providing a big chunk of health and a lot of health regen, as well as speed, attack speed and otherwise. Yeah, that failed because those things are dumb. So that sucked. I can actually do something about that. Octavia is kind of a pain to farm. Wisp was not that bad. I did not think Wisp was particularly painful to farm. Although I think you had to do disruption for one of her parts and that kind of blew. But beyond that, disruption isn't so bad. It's at least a fairly rewarding game mode to play if you're doing it long term. Let's see. Take out my dancing shoes and take off the kid gloves rather. Let's see. Actually, I can go with the Zenistar if I want to be goofy. This is not ordinarily what the Zenistar looks like. It's supposed to look like that. As the disc and everything, it's really obvious. But it had a bug when the Chroma, I think it's the Chroma Dominion skin, well, it's the Heavy Blade Dominion skin, when it came out with the Chroma Deluxe way back when, that when placed on the Zenistar, it was ludicrously huge. For no reason. It just was. It was just big. Really, really, really big, not compensating for anything at all big. The devs said, you know what, we think that's actually kind of hilarious, so we're going to keep it and not get rid of it. And I am thankful to them, because it is really funny having the ultimate not compensating at all device in my hands at any given time. Alternatively, you can pretend you're cosplaying as Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII. If you really wanted to, I guess. You know, if you really wanted to. Or you could just have a big compensator. Rescues are easy-ish. Actually, doing a rescue with Octavia would be pretty easy. I can show how easy that is by doing it and then failing that too, which would be pretty comical. Yeah, I've got time basically to do this mission, and then I do have to run. Unfortunately, normally I do it a bit longer, but I do have a couple things I've got to get to in preparation for later in the week.
Keep going.
Yes, having a life where you have to resemble being a responsible adult is it is such a chore, isn't it? So yeah, farm frames, farm weapons, farm pets. Not as many pets as frames, but they're out there.
Our scavenger has been snared by a dormant Oregon security system. It's our duty to see that they make it home safe.
So, main reason I think Octavia is kind of ridiculous is because that's 60 seconds is how long that power lasts. When I spam crouch after casting it, I get 45 point something, call it 46 seconds worth of cloak. I can re-up it at any time during that process. It takes maybe at most a second of mashing crouch to get cloak active after casting the power, Octavia's 3. And then you are cloaked for 45 seconds. If you mash cloak just before the power ends, you get another fully refreshed 45 seconds of cloak, which means you have a whopping total of, oh, I don't know, 60 seconds plus 45 seconds, whatever that comes out to. My brain isn't letting me access math right now. 105 second long cloak. That's a lot of cloak. You are invisible far longer than Loki could ever hope to be. I'm gonna kill this dude because I don't like nullifiers. You're dead. Yeah. Nope. Not asking for help. I didn't hear it. Still didn't hear it. There we go. I'll give them my gun. Oh, that's right. Going through those removes your cloak. I forgot. Heck with all these Corvus. Get out of my way. Give me that 12x. So, ever since they reworked the Zenistar, it's kind of sucked. Because before it was like a flat 45 second puck uptime. But now it is dependent on your combo meter. So now it ranges from like 10 seconds up to 120 if you max out the combo meter at 12x, which is 220 hits. What I have is a build dedicated solely towards getting my combo up as high as possible, as quick as possible, so that I have lots of puck uptime. It does unfortunately mean I have to sacrifice a honkin' chunk of damage to do that. So yeah, survival. Anybody who says that Lua survival is hard is wrong. Sortie Lua survival, on the other hand, is absolutely the most hit or miss thing I've ever done. That's really, really dependent on more luck than it should. Because it depends on, okay, you hit this button, well, that didn't have the enemy, and it could be like the one that I just did, where it's the last one, and you don't have a lot of time. You've got 60 seconds from the instant you step into that room to open the initial 3 doors, and then open the various dimensional rift things, so that you can do all that. So it's not a lot of time, and if it takes you like 5, yeah, it adds up quick. So it's much more luck based than I think it has any reason to be, which is unfortunate, but them's the breaks. They're quick at least. You know when you failed very early on. Lua Spies, on the other hand, I don't have nice things to say. With that though, I do have to call it for now. I might be back on later with a Mecha Wednesdays, I guess, stream. Because I've got, I wasn't able to do a Mecha Mondays this week because of work. And I'm might be able to get a little bit of a stream going. Actually, shoot, didn't Volta X just come out? I think it did. Let me check. Yes, it did. Oh, buddy. So Volta X is this game that I've sort of had my eye on for a little while, and then got into one of their closed-ish beta tests. And is kind of like, if anybody played a game on the DS called Rocket Slime, which was based off of Dragon Quest, where you basically had a slime, a cute slime, one of the cute blue slimes from Dragon Quest, who incidentally pilots like a castle tank, and you have to manually operate the guns and load them with ammo. It's kind of like that meets XCOM. It's got like an XCOM style base management system, as well as like arena fights, where you're doing, you know, these giant robot on giant robot battles. It's pretty tight. I liked what I played. It had some serious bugs, which hopefully are dealt with, but yeah, pretty good. So I might be streaming that later, or maybe some Maxi Boost if Blaze and Echo are up for it. Although I think Echo's going to sleep, and Blaze, God knows what Blaze does anymore. Blaze is a character, is what he is. We love him to death, but damn it, Blaze. So yeah, I've got to scoot for now, but I shall return. I probably won't do Max Boost streaming because I do not have the energy right now for that. I'm bad enough at the game without an audience. So yeah, see people in probably like, I don't know, 2 hours? Depends on how long it takes for me to get done what I need to get done. A while, in any case. But we'll see. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone who tuned in. There were a bunch of you today. I'm pleased. That was very nice. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be able to do this again next week. My work schedule has been zany, to put it mildly. So we'll see. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I do or try to do other streams throughout the week. Mecha Mondays stream where I do something giant robot related or mecha adjacent. Warframe Wednesdays where I do something Warframey for a while. And then Storytime Saturdays where I read stories and novels aloud. Hopefully, if I'm able to do it this week, I will start doing a read through of The Moon is a Harsh Mistress by Robert Heinlein. I recommend it. It's good. Check it out. All right, folks. Have a good one. Thanks for tuning in, and stay safe out there. Also, stay cool. It's friggin' stupid hot where I am. It's stupid hot everywhere, unless you're in, I don't know, the Arctic. And even then, if you're a polar bear, you're probably like, it's stupid hot. Or as the polar bear says, or something equivalent. Or crunch as it's biting down on your head, cracking your cranium open and eating the delicious gooey center. On that happy, pleasant, not at all child-safe note, thanks for tuning in and have a great day. Bye.